Hey everybody, welcome back to another motherfucking story time with Sue. Y'all, listen, okay? Hear me out. So this time, y'all haven't heard from me for a while because you know what? When I'm quiet like this, 9 times out of 10, life is lifing and you know, shit is happening, you know, to fester up stories. Y'all, I got so much shit to talk about, but today's story time, y'all, I'm gonna tell y'all about how I went to this
A predominantly white church.
Okay, so this is in the time that, you know, I haven't made a video or whatever. First of all, also, excuse me, y'all. First of all, it's hard as hell to be doing these videos. I be tired and I be trying to put myself together, and if only y'all knew like how hard it is being a single mom, you know, taking care of these kids and the newborn, and I barely get sleep and all that good shit, and I be tired. So forgive me, y'all, work with me. I be trying, and I'm gonna try to keep up the pace, y'all. I'm gonna try to keep up the pace because there's some juicy ass shit finna come up soon, but I ain't gonna give it all to y'all in one. What y'all thinking? Anywho, so okay, so boom, I had a friend that, this is a Blackberry, y'all. I had a friend, right? For the sake of the story time, we gonna call her Sally, okay? So Sally, you know, and me was real cool or whatever, real cool. All right, cool. So Sally was like, you know, she asked me once before if I would like to come to her church. Now, I done went through a couple of different churches, and you know, I have had issues with them, so I really wasn't too interested in doing it, because like, okay, so I would rather watch it on my phone, the place that I got baptized at. Like the first church I tried was, I'm trying to think, what was the first one at? Okay, that was in the city when I was living on 79 in Chicago. And we went to this place called New Life. And the guy, the pastor, at first, he was talking about, you know, because when we first went, we did, what you call it, tithing. And me and my children's father, we ended up putting like, you know, just a few dollars in the thing. You know, not nothing spectacular. Like we didn't put no $20. We didn't even put $10 in there. You know, we just put a couple dollars in there, like we used to do back in the day or whatever. You feel me? I thought that it didn't matter how much you put in there. Okay, cool. We tired of this shit like that. And so at the next service, the guy was talking about if you ain't tithing no more than $50 and stuff like that, it ain't worth tithing and all type of crazy ass shit. Like if you ain't doing more than $50, girl, he was, oh sorry ladies and gentlemen, because I don't know who's watching, but anywho, yeah, that was crazy as hell to me. And so then it was another time at that same place, the guy was like, he had this little sermon, and he just out the blue was like, I help who God tells me to help, so don't come up to me and ask me for anything, because I'm going to tell you no. And he just out the blue was like, he had this fucking duffel bag full of money, and he was like, I can make it rain on you. I'm like, oh nah, babe, this is a bit too much. This is all really just focused around money, and it started to blow me, you know. So I'm trying to think. So I stopped going to that church. Also, the dude, like the pastor, he felt like he was just supposed to be this fucking celebrity, like he was God and came out the sky himself or something. He felt like if you wasn't coming up there asking for a picture with him or his autograph, get out of his face. You know, I tried to talk to him a couple of times. Like I asked him to pray for me and my family. He told me to come with him, and then he gonna say, "Oh, they'll pray for you." I'm like, "God damn, what the hell?" Okay, cool. It was just a couple of instances. So, boom, that church was out of the picture. I tried another church, and I'm trying to think, how was that? Where was that one at? I think that's when I found the place when I moved to Glenwood, Illinois, and they were so like amazing. I ended up getting baptized there. They threw me a baby shower for my second child. They were so sweet. Like, we struggled and needed food and stuff like that. They came through. Like, they hooked us up. But so when me and my children's father was going there, just short story inside of another story. Like, he kind of fucked it up for me because he was, going to church for the wrong reasons, looking at females and stuff like that. Now got me in the middle of some silly shit with these women or woman up there, So it just kind of just made me not want to go anymore. It was a bit much. So I kind of just strayed away from going to churches for a while. And then so I moved, and so I went when I was homeless. We ended up going to this place where we were staying at the time. This place called Olney, and they had this church. Now this was my first time going to an all-white church. Now the story I came to tell y'all about is the second time I went to a white church. But so this was the first time. First time we go to this white people church, and it was, of course, we were the only black people there, and they were very welcoming. They were very nice people. Like, the pastor was really cool there, like really cool. He looked out, they made sure, they really helped when it came down to like the deposit, for my place, all type of shit. Like, they looked out, So I'm trying to think what happened. We went there, but the problem was majority of the people that was there were addicts. Like, hold on. Ooh, okay, I had to go get him and calm down the other little ones. But anywho, I think I stopped at the part where I was telling y'all that it was full of addicts. Like, and then when I moved out here, like, I started hearing all type of shit about that, like, stuff that I never heard of before. Like, they was out here doing meth and all that stuff, and I'm like, what is that? Like, I heard of crack before, but I ain't never heard of that. So they was all, really, majority of them were high off of that stuff. They was up in there scratching and twitching and gitching and shit. Like, it was kind of weird. And then once again, also, my children's father was, messing around with the women, and it just caused a lot of silly, what going on. And so that we ended up we stopped going there. And so I was like, you know what? I'm just tired of churches for right now. I would rather just watch the one that I got baptized at over the phone, because I enjoyed the sermon. I just didn't like the drama that came with it. That shit not worth it. I come to praise the Lord, not here to be for none of that crazy shit. So fucking I stopped going to church. Now, fast forward, back to Sally. So Sally was like, hey, if you would like to try out my church or whatever. I told her, you know what, no, because I know, like, where I stay, it's a predominantly white, area. It's not that many black people. Like, it's such a small amount of black people that when you see them, like, you get fucking excited because you don't see them often out here. So I knew it wasn't gonna be no black people there, but I told her, I turned it down, and I explained to her I don't think that I'm ready, start going back. I usually just watch it on my phone or on TV. And so she was like, I understand. So then later down the line, she ended up asking me again. So I was like, you know what? All right, fine, I do it. So yeah. I was like, okay, I'll try it. So I came for the first time to the church, and I was so nervous because first of all, I was the only one dressed up. And then it was just like, I wasn't the only one dressed up, but I felt like I was overdressed because they wasn't wearing like dresses. They was wearing like pants and regular shirts. And, it was just casual. So I'm like, this is weird. Okay, cool. So then I'm like, I get in there and then it's all weird. Like they giving me name tags for my kids, talking about and then they give me like a ticket talking about you'll get your this is for when making sure you get your kids and nobody else get your kids or whatever. Why somebody would get my kid in church is crazy. I don't know, but anywho, that's neither here nor there. And it's like, okay, cool. So we go in, sit down, and like Sally had tricked me. She had told me that sometimes it be, black people in there all the time. Girl, I didn't see not one black person. I was the black person and my kids. Like, this shit was so weird. So then, like, we're just sticking out. Me and my kids just sticking out like sore fucking thumbs because we obviously, didn't fit in. But, it was the energy level, it was just weird. It was so weird. People was looking at me and it was all crazy, y'all. So then I got through it and I'm like, okay. It was a little bit strange to me the way that the pastor was talking because he kind of talked a little funny. And it was like, and it was hard to focus because it's like, if you're talking like this, like, of course I'm gonna be sitting there, I was trying to keep from laughing because he talked funny, like, literally, I can't even explain it, like, he sounded like goofy, and it was just like, it was weird, and so I couldn't really take him serious, but he was, talking some decent shit from what I could comprehend. Very, 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 very different than the black people church. They didn't even ask to tithe in there. I thought that was like a plus. I'm like, this is different. They usually ask to tithe and y'all didn't ask. That's weird. So, I'm trying to think. Okay, so, and then it was weird to me that they do communion instead of every fourth Sunday. They do it every week. And I'm just like, oh, that's new. Okay, cool. Then, I'm trying to think what else. It had like these little tiny things that look like little barrels to drink the wine out of or whatever. I didn't fuck with that. So anywho, I just sat there, got through the first service and like, after we left, y'all, I done took my babies to several different churches. Several different times and they never bugged me, but the way like my daughter kept bugging me, my oldest daughter Hope, she just kept saying, mommy, I want to go to church. Are we going to church? Like every single day ever since we left. Are we going back to church? I want to go back to church. I want to go to church. I want to go to church. I'm just like, damn, what the hell going on with this church and make you like it so much? I'm like, you know what, for my baby, I was like, I'm gonna do it again. I'm gonna go one more time. Yeah, so hold on, y'all. So, I'm trying to think. Okay, so we go back the next time. My daughter kept bugging me. Let's go church. I'm gonna go to church. Ooh, da, da, da. I didn't even have to ask, like, do you want to go to church? I want to go to church, mommy. Okay, cool. So I let them go back, and we get there, the same process. You get the tickets and all this other shit, whatever. Cool. So this Sunday, the pastor decides he wants to have a sermon about kaleidoscopes. Dude, I don't know if y'all, I'm pretty sure y'all know what the fuck going on. Y'all know them little kaleidoscope, the little thing, it look like a little toilet roll, the little brown thing. When you finish all the tissue, it look like that, and you look through it and it got all the colors and stuff like that. It's just for the slow motherfuckers in the back that don't know what the fuck I'm talking about, but that's what I'm talking about. And like when you look at it, you see all these different shapes and you see a bunch of honey little, y'all know what the fuck I'm talking about. Anywho, So they was talking about kaleidoscopes, or he was talking about kaleidoscopes, and how you get to see all the different colors when you look in there. It used to be a childhood toy back in the day. So, okay, cool. I'm listening. Now, mind you, and like while I'm there, I don't know. I just get like, it just felt like, and mind y'all, I have not smoked. I have not smoked since last year. I haven't smoked at all. So it's just like, I wasn't high or nothing, but I felt like I was high, and I just kind of just kept zoning out. And it was like, I was watching the guy, but it's like my vision's going in and out, in and out. I don't know. It was all weird to me because I'm just like, this is fucking strange. And it's like I'm in my body and I'm sensing what's going on, but the shit was just really fucking weird to me. So like, the guy is talking, and I swear, y'all, I swear, please don't think I'm crazy, y'all. I would not come up on this thing lying, like dead ass. So it's like, my eyes did this shit, and it's like, this never happened before. I'm watching the guy talk, my vision is going like zooming in and zooming out, zooming in, zooming out, and out the blue, this flicker just for like a second, just like, I don't know, maybe like 5 seconds, just kind of just snapped in my like visual, and like I don't know how to explain it, y'all. It was as if a picture was put directly in front of me for like 5 seconds, and I swear to God, y'all, like that flicker showed all the people that was sitting there, they all had KKK hats on. So like I said, this never happened to me. This flicker, like, it just was like I was high, and that popped in my head. Boom. So the next thing is, okay, after the flicker went away, you know, I'm sitting up and I'm back focused on what this guy is talking about. He's talking all like goofy and shit once again. And this time he goes on and he pursues to talk about how black people and white people should get along, and they should all love each other as God loves them, and all type of silly ass shit. And y'all, he goes on talking about why black and white people should get along, and black this and white that. Like, it was a whole fucking history lesson basically for a whole hour and a half. So like, okay, the longer the conversation was going on about this, the more like uncomfortable that I was getting, because I'm just like, I'm not fucking with this vibe. This is weird as hell, you know. And then my vision's doing weird shit that it never did before. This shit is crazy as fuck. So I'm just sitting there, you know, just acting like it's not bothering me. But you know what? I have this type of shit inside of me that I can't help but to show it. Like, whether it's in my body language, whether it's in my facial expressions, like, I could not hide the way that I was feeling. And I'm just like, I'm trying my best to like keep my composure. Don't mind the kids in the background, y'all. They back there doing their thing in their room, playing with toys, fighting, you know how kids do. But anywho, yeah, so I'm trying to think, where did I just stop at, y'all? I just lost my whole train of thought. Wait, I think I said something about how my vision had went out, and the guy was just talking. Yeah, he was just talking the whole time about how black and white people should get along. So it's just like, once that happened, I really, y'all, I wanted to walk out of there so bad. I wanted to walk out so bad. Like, my insides, I just was so disgusted, because it's like, I get it. I'm the fucking sore thumb in the room. Yeah, I'm black. God damn. Y'all ain't never seen a nigga before? Like, geez. And sorry, I ain't trying to use the word, but like, damn, you know? Shit. Like, it's not that serious. Why do, when you go to a white church, they gotta talk about race. They gotta make sure they know, oh, I had some black friends. Oh, this and that. Okay, I get it. And I had white friends before, but you don't hear me walking around, you know, saying that shit. So it's like, I just feel like it's kind of rude. Then it's like, to make that the whole topic though, I came here to hear about the good Lord. I didn't come here to hear about why black and white people should get along. Like, I didn't come here for that. You know, I understand that, you know, y'all ain't never seen, you know, many of my kind around here, but damn, we like to praise the Lord too, you feel me? So, when I left, I was just in my feelings about it, and like, I don't know, I felt like I wanted to cry on some weird shit, y'all, because I just was like, I felt insulted, you know? It was just, oh my God, it's just so fucking weird. Then, like, I collect up my kiddos, of course. We get out of there, and, we get up out of there, and we went home, and I think I called my grandma or somebody, and I was just like, I said, please, like, calm me down, because I'm really getting irritated. The more I'm sitting here thinking about this, the more pissed off I'm getting. So I'm gonna need for you to help me cool this down, and maybe I'm doing too much, but these people just sat here talking about how black and white people should get along for a whole hour and a half, and it was just so uncomfortable. Like, then, like, he made it aware that, excuse me, it's some new faces in here. Yeah, it's a new black bitch in the room. Like, basically, you know, the shit was just, it was so fucking weird, y'all. It was crazy. And shit, my grandma was like, oh, you're probably just taking it wrong, maybe. And I'm just trying to explain to her how I had that flicker, you know, and that never happened before. I told my mom about that shit, and she was just like, my mama was like, well, shit, I wouldn't have, you know, went in the first place, but she was like, I'm trying to think what she said. She said, it's probably your intuition or your gut or something telling you shouldn't go back or whatever. I'm like, man, I don't know, but I knew when I left that I was not going to be coming back. And then Sally going to ask me at the end of the service, like, did I like it? Absolutely not. Like, I did not like any of that. It was so uncomfortable for me. I did not like that shit. I felt insulted. It was just, it was not right. Yeah, but the dude, sweet boy, he's so cute. Hi. Anywho, y'all, he just cheesing at me. I love him. I want the baby. Look at you. Let's show them you smiling. Look, stinky dude. Oh, who put your baby boy? Ah, you sweet boy. Anywho, y'all, yeah, this is my twin now. Yeah, I guess that's gonna conclude the story time. Yeah, I've been debating on if I wanted to tell that story or not, but I gotta tell somebody. Shit, like, it was just a bit much, and I probably, most likely, will not be attending another, you know, white church. It was an experience. I tried it. I didn't like it. You know, it just not my thing. And I still believe in God and stuff, and I still continue to watch the place that I was baptized at, and I would prefer that. Because a lot of these churches have changed, and there's a lot of, you know, weird shit with it. So, yeah, that's gonna conclude the story time. Thank y'all for listening. I will talk to you guys later. Bye. Oh, wait. Say bye, sneaky dude. Bye-bye. Tell the people bye-bye. Alright, bye, y'all. Oh, wait, I forgot. Like, share, comment, subscribe. Tickle somebody's fancy with these videos, because, like, you know what I'm saying? Y'all know I'm funny, bruh. Y'all just don't want to admit it, but y'all know I'm really funny for real, and y'all enjoy this. So, like, damn. Share the video. Dang. Alright, y'all. Bye.